So hello and welcome to my third video with the Frap tools Fumana for Fumana Fridays. There's two things I want to look at in this video, and it'll be rather quick, but two cool effects: a sidechain compression like effects or style effects. It isn't a compressor, but we can kind of mimic it, and low pass gate LPG style effects. Now the keywords are style effects. These are like sidechain compression and like low pass gates. It's not either, but a couple of cool patches that I was talking to Simone from Frap Tools about. So for the first patch, I have a kick drum, completely separate to this patch. And I also have a sound. Let's just open it right up. Coming through Fumana. And I can tilt. And scan around to my heart's content. Now if the sound coming in is duller in terms of less high harmonics, I can use an envelope that is playing the same rhythm as my kick into the tilt to mimic sidechain compression. So let's check that out. So you can see that the lower bands are being pushed up with this tilt every time the kick hits. So the low end is effectively sidechain compressing against the kick. But as I said, it's not really a compressor, so it's also accenting the higher notes. So by filtering my sound out coming in, we get a more pronounced effect. Now you can play around with your envelope times to get various kind of ducking style effects, but when my sound's wide open coming in, we also get these little high-end accents. Which can work really cool, but you could also invert your CV which muddies the low end when the kick and this bass sound hit together, but you get the effect of the high end ducking against the kick. We can still, of course, scan around the bands. So that's how to mimic a sidechain compression-like sound with a Fumana. And let's move on to another patch, which is more like a low-pass gate. So here's an FM synth tone. I'll take it out of Fumana and let you hear that from the dry source. This is a sound that's coming in, already modulated. But we can mimic a low-pass gate by actually tilting down into the lower frequencies and then using an envelope to tilt this up, because when we hit a low pass gate, as the volume decays, so do the higher harmonics. Now the tilt's also going to reduce some of the low harmonics, so it's a slightly weird low pass gate. And of course this sound's just entirely bleeding through because the bands are open. If you follow this up with a VCA, you get this cool fixed filter low pass gate style effect. So let's try that out. And of course, the envelope time going into this would mimic the kind of response of the Vactral in a low pass gate. So it's not really a low pass gate, it's not really a compressor, it's definitely neither of those things, but they're kind of cool ways to work with multi-track audio. That's just a couple of quick examples. Of course, you could have a much more expressive, more open patch, and still kind of sidechain duck and tilt these bands around, or go for that kind of low pass gate. It's way more robotic and vocoder-like. For certain things, it's way cooler than a low-pass gate, but you would have to follow this up with a VCA to actually get these bands cutting in and out a little better. Hit like, subscribe, comment, go support me on Patreon if you'd like some bonus content, and thanks for watching. Be sure to come back for more Fumana Fridays videos. Cheers!